Sawadika! Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today we are going to make a side dish. Now this side dish is very popular in Thai restaurants in North America, as far as I know, and that is coconut rice, or what we call khao man. Khao means rice and man just means fatty. The strange thing is, in Thailand, we don't actually eat khao man very often at all. The only time we serve khao man is with papaya salad. So it's a bit surprising when I came over here and see them offered all over the place in Thai restaurants as sort of the alternative to jasmine rice. Now, having said that, what I'm about to show you, you're more than welcome and use it, serve it with whatever you want. But since I showed you a variation of Som Tam last week, it seems appropriate to show the coconut rice this week. So I want to note though that this coconut rice is savory and it's jasmine rice. It is not the same as the sweet coconut sticky rice that goes with mango and sticky rice. That's a whole nother animal. So the first thing we're going to do is mix our liquid. So this is just the insert of my rice cooker. If you want to do this stovetop, you can use like a medium-sized pot, no problem. So in goes my coconut milk. Now I'm doing 1 cup of rice and I've got half a cup of coconut milk. I'm going to dilute that with 3/4 of a cup of water. Now I want to note ratios here, okay? This is all about ratios. Cooking is all about ratios. There's 2 ratios going on. One is the ratio between rice and liquid, and that is 1 part rice and 1 1/4 part liquid. That does not apply to all types of rice. It works for jasmine rice most of the time, but if you're not using jasmine rice, you may need more or less liquid, okay? But that, for me, seems to work most of the time. And the other ratio we need to pay attention to is between the coconut milk and water. The more coconut milk you use, the richer the rice is going to be, which may be good or not good depending on what you're serving this with. If you're serving this with papaya salad, like we often do, you can go pretty rich because the papaya salad is so light and refreshing. But if you're also going to serve barbecue chicken alongside it, which is also what we serve coconut rice with. It's coconut rice, papaya salad, and barbecue chicken is usually the common trio. So if there's barbecue chicken, you may not want to make the rice super rich because the chicken itself is quite heavy. So it's all about balancing the meal. Okay, so the ratio that I just gave you, I think is a good sort of middle of the road ratio, and it might also depend on how rich or thick your coconut milk is. So start with this and then play around with it for your next batch, okay? We're gonna season it a little bit with salt and also a heaping tablespoon of sugar. Now this amount of sugar is actually not gonna make the rice all that sweet, but the sweetness is going to bring out the flavor of the coconut a little bit more. So we're still keeping this pretty savory. Some people do like making their coconut rice distinctly sweet. I don't like doing that because the line between savory and sweet starts blurring at that point, but if that's what you like doing, it's an option for you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this on to my rice cooker and then heat it up until it's warm, because once it's warm, then I know that my sugar and salt is dissolved. So I'll give this a quick stir for now. I'm going to put it in my rice cooker over here, turn it on, and while that's heating up, we're going to wash our rice. So I've got here 1 cup of jasmine rice that I'm going to rinse twice in cold water. And the reason you want to wash your rice is so that you get rid of the excess starch, which is what keeps the rice sticky and prevents the grains from separating nicely. So see all this cloudy stuff? Yeah, that's the excess starch. So we're going to get rid of that and do it one more time. We want to strain this quite well because we've already measured our rice to the exact, our liquid to the exact ratio. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit and wait for our rice to heat up. Oh wait, I meant wait for our liquid to heat up. So our liquid is warmed up now, and again, the only reason why we want to heat this up is so that our salt and sugar is dissolved. Some people like to also put pandan leaf in this to add sort of added aroma to the rice. I don't really like doing that. I feel like it's a little too floral for savory food, but if that's what you want to do, you can add half a leaf is enough for this amount. Add it into this liquid here and let it come to a simmer so that the leaf has a chance to really infuse before you add your rice, okay? I'm gonna add my rice. It smells so good. Give it a stir just to make sure there's no clumps of rice, and then that's it. You just close the lid and let the rice cooker do its thing. If you're doing this stovetop, I will warn you, because there is sugar and fat in this liquid, it will be extra easy to get that burnt bottom. So if you cook it on the stove, make sure you let the rice simmer on very low heat and pay attention to it. Take it off the heat as soon as it's done, okay? Because if you let it sit too long, you'll get that crusty bottom, which, might not be a bad thing if you like eating that stuff. So I'll be right back. So our rice is done. Now, I'm sure many of you already know this, but when you cook with a rice cooker, when it clicks, don't touch it for another 10 minutes. It needs to rest so that the rest of the moisture can be fully absorbed into the rice. Are you ready? Da 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 da. Smells so good. Okay. So you want to fluff it. I always get a little bit of a brown bottom with this rice cooker, so I always make sure not to scrape all the way to the bottom. But if you don't care, it's not technically burnt, it's just caramelized. You're wondering, what should I serve this with? Well, as I said earlier, normally we serve this with papaya salad and barbecue chicken. ไก่ย่าง, I have a video for that as well. It's an old video. But really, you can serve this with whatever you want. Now, when you serve this at a party, it's a really great way to sort of make your side dish a little more elegant. And instead of serving jasmine rice, you're serving coconut rice. So I like to put a little bit of toasted coconut. This is not traditional, by the way, but I just feel that if you set this out on a table with nothing in it, people are going to think it's just regular rice, and maybe people don't like coconut, so they need to be warned. So just a little bit on top, just to sort of tell people that, hey, this is not just regular rice. You can also do sesame seeds, but then sesame seeds wouldn't really represent anything. But if you just want something pretty, totally, ta-da, that's so pretty. Now, I'm going to try this with the tam tang khao pot that I made last week. How should I do this? So this is the same type of salad that I showed you last week, right? The non-papaya salad made with corn and cucumber, and it actually goes really well with this rice. So I'm gonna have a little bit. Yeah, and then the sauce coats the rice, and the acidity and everything just mixes really well. Sometimes I eat this and I am in literally disbelief how good this is. So I totally encourage you to try it. It's so easy. It takes just as much time as it would take you to make regular rice. So if you're serving something that's not overly heavy and you want something to, to really impress your guests a little bit further, try this coconut rice. When you try it out, let me know how it goes. You can contact me through my website, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you enjoy the show, please click to subscribe so I can keep producing these videos for you. And I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.